If your organization is still managing quality through paper binders, shared drives, and spreadsheet trackers, you are not just creating inefficiency, you are creating audit risk. Quality organizations do not get audited on effort. They get audited on evidence. Today, we will break down the 5 critical differences between a QMS and an eQMS that every regulated industry needs to understand. Welcome to eLeaP, where we simplify the complexities of quality management for regulated industries. Before we look at the differences, let us establish the core distinction. A quality management system, or QMS, is the full set of policies, procedures, roles, controls, and records your organization uses to ensure quality and compliance. A QMS can exist on paper, through spreadsheets and shared drives, or through legacy on-premises tools. In all of these cases, the framework exists, but the execution depends heavily on people and manual record keeping. An electronic quality management system, or eQMS, is the software platform that digitizes and enforces that framework. Instead of routing approvals through email and tracking training through spreadsheets, teams execute quality workflows inside a controlled system that maintains versions, permissions, approvals, and audit trails. The difference, then, is not whether you have a QMS. Most regulated organizations do. The difference is whether your quality processes operate through manual methods or through a digital platform designed to enforce control. Difference 1. Document control and version management. In a paper-based or manual QMS, document control becomes difficult to enforce. When documents exist across shared drives or printed binders, organizations rely on employees to locate the correct version and use it. Even with controlled copies, teams frequently discover duplicate files, outdated documents at the point of use, and inconsistent approval evidence. During an audit, the challenge is not simply finding the SOP. The challenge is proving that your organization used the correct version at the correct time and controlled access to obsolete versions. For FDA-regulated industries, 21 CFR Part 11 requires that electronic records and signatures meet specific integrity and audit trail standards. Requirements in eQMS is built to satisfy. An eQMS addresses this by controlling the entire lifecycle of documents in one place. It maintains the approval record, version history, and release state, so your organization can demonstrate control without reconstructing the story after the fact. Difference 2. Training evidence and competency tracking. Manual training tracking creates significant audit friction. Many organizations use spreadsheets to track completion, rely on managers for sign-off, and store evidence as scanned files. That approach tends to fracture across departments, especially as organizations grow. An eQMS links documents directly to training assignments. When a procedure changes, the system automatically triggers retraining requirements and tracks completion against role-based assignments. The evidence is not reconstructed, it is captured in real time. For regulated industries, this is not a convenience, it is a compliance requirement. ISO 9001, 13485, GMP, and FDA expectations all require that training records demonstrate competency, not just attendance. Difference 3. Corrective and preventive action, or CAPA, and investigation workflows. In a manual QMS, CAPA records are typically template-driven documents stored in folders. The investigation, root cause analysis, corrective action implementation, and effectiveness check are often disconnected, linked only by a file name or a reference number that someone manually maintains. An eQMS structures CAPA as a connected workflow. The non-conformance, the investigation, the corrective action, the preventive action, and the effectiveness verification are all linked records within the same system. Traceability is built in, not bolted on. ICHQ 10 requires that CAPA be integrated across your quality system, not maintained as a standalone process, and a connected eQMS workflow is how that requirement is met in practice. This matters because regulators increasingly expect to see the full chain of evidence, from detection to resolution, in a way that is coherent and defensible. Difference 4. Audit readiness and evidence retrieval. This is where the difference becomes most visible. In a paper-based QMS, audit preparation is a reactive exercise. Quality teams spend weeks assembling evidence, chasing signatures and reconstructing timelines. The audit itself becomes a test of whether your team can find the right document quickly enough. With an eQMS, audit preparation shifts from reactive to routine. Because every action is time-stamped, every approval is recorded, and every record is searchable, your organization can retrieve evidence in minutes rather than weeks. Quality organizations do not get audited on effort. They get audited on evidence. An eQMS ensures that the evidence is always available, always current, and always controlled. Difference 5, scalability across sites and systems. A paper-based QMS can function adequately for a single site with a small team. But as organizations grow, adding sites, expanding product lines, or entering new markets, manual systems break down. Version control fragments, training records diverge, and standardization becomes aspirational rather than operational. An eQMS supports standardization across sites by design. A controlled procedure updated at headquarters is immediately available at every location. Training assignments apply consistently across roles regardless of geography. And reporting provides a real-time view of quality performance across the entire organization. For medical device manufacturers, the FDA Quality Management System Regulation, QMSR, is already in effect, amending 21 CFR Part 820. For organizations pursuing ISO 13485 certification, GMP compliance under 21 CFR Part 211, or GXP alignment across multiple facilities, the scalability of an eQMS is not optional, it is foundational. Now that you have looked at these 5 differences, the question becomes, when should your organization move from a paper-based QMS to an eQMS? The answer is straightforward. If your organization operates in a regulated industry or manages more than a single site, or has experienced audit findings related to document control, training records, or CAPA traceability, the transition should already be underway. The longer an organization waits, the more technical debt accumulates, and the more painful the migration becomes. To summarize, a QMS defines your quality framework, and eQMS enforces it. The 5 differences we have covered, document control, training evidence, CAPA workflows, audit readiness, and scalability, are not features. They are the difference between a quality system that relies on discipline and a quality system that relies on design. Contact eLeaP today to learn more about our validated eQMS and LMS solutions and how we can help your organization unify human competency with operational quality. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more informative content from eLeaP. What do you think about the differences we have outlined? Has your organization already transitioned to an eQMS, or are you still managing quality through manual processes? Let us know in the comments below.